Alright guys, this is a recap of the Bam Bassin Kayak Bass Fishing Tournament on False River. I launched at Jim's on the north end of the lake. It was 42 degrees in the morning and the forecast showed it was supposed to warm up to about 72. The winds were supposed to pick up some throughout the day. Water temperature at the launch in the morning, graph showed 63.8 degrees. The water was a little muddy. Fishing start time was at 6. I didn't get in the kayak till probably about 6:10, so I started fishing my way out the launch canal. I wanted to head back to the canals on the north end of the lake to go fish a little pocket where I caught a nice one back in January, so I kind of fished my way back there pretty quick. I was hoping I could catch some fish shallow for this tournament. I made my way into the pocket and I was fishing it fairly slow, fishing the middle of it, casting towards the banks. I had started with a green pumpkin chatterbait and a baby brush hog watermelon red. When I got to the back of the pocket, I started flipping a June bug crawfish and I hooked up with my first fish.
That's a good one.
My first fish went 16 inches. About 10 minutes later, I caught my second fish, flipping the June bug crawfish. That one went 16 inches also. I thought I was on to something with flipping that crawfish, so I went back through the whole pocket, flipping everything, taking my time. I didn't catch anything else in that pocket. I moved on to the next pocket down the canal and fished it pretty similar to the first pocket. They didn't have much water in these pockets, and those first two fish I caught were probably in 8 inches of water. I submitted my first two fish to Tourney X a little after 8. I had to check out the standings, and I was surprised at the amount of fish that were caught already. When I submitted those first two fish, the 32 inches put me in 8th place. I started fishing my way back to the main lake so I could move on to the next canal. I made my way towards the back and caught my third fish, flipping that June bug craw. It went 13 inches and put me at 45-inch total. I moved up to 7th in the standings. I fished that canal for a while longer, didn't get anything in there. Then I headed to the canal where I launched. I was able to catch my 4th fish in that canal, flipping that June bug craw. That one went 12 3/4 and put me at 57 3/4 total. It moved me up to 6th in the standings. I left the launch canal and wanted to fish the next canal, but they had a few boats in there already fishing. The next couple canals I also skipped because they had people fishing in them. I made my way to the other side of the north end of the lake, the little bitty short dead-end canal that I seen from the road back in January. It looked like it might be good with all the brush off the banks. They didn't have much water in the brush, maybe 6 inches. I fished that whole canal, flipping the brush on both sides, and didn't get a bite. I left that canal and fished all the cypress trees and everything in the main lake leading to the next canal. I fished that next canal about a third of the way down. I didn't get a bite in there. I wanted to fish towards the back, but they had a boat fishing. I decided to head back to the canal where I caught my third fish and take my time in there, see if I could pick up something else. It didn't take me long to catch my 5th fish in there. I caught that on a June bug baby brush hog. went 12 and a quarter and put me at 70 inches total and moved me back to 7th place. About 10 minutes later, I caught my 6th fish, flipping that June bug crawl. It went 15 and a quarter and called the 12 and a quarter inch fish. That one moved my total to 73 inches and bumped me up to 5th place. I caught my 7th fish about 20 minutes later on that June bug baby brush hog. He went 13 and a quarter and called a 12 and 3/4 inch fish, which bumped me up to 73 and a half inches. I stayed in 5th place. Less than 10 minutes later, I caught my 8th fish on that June bug crawl. This one went 15 and a quarter, which called my 13-inch fish and put me at 75 and 3/4 of an inch. That one bumped me up to 3rd place in the standings. I fished that canal for a while longer and didn't pick anything else up in there. At this point, my smallest fish was 13 and a quarter. I decided to head to that pocket I started at in the morning where I caught those two 16-inch fish. I figured I needed at least a 15 to 16-inch fish to have a shot at 3rd place. Fishing my way back to that pocket, I wound up catching my 9th fish. It went 13 and a half and called my 13 and a quarter inch fish and bumped me up to 76 inches, and the standings showed I was still in 3rd. I fished that whole pocket nice and slow. I couldn't catch another fish in there. When I left that pocket, I wound up catching my 10th fish. It went 13 inches and didn't call. I decided to head back to the launch canal and finish my day up right there. I didn't pick anything else up. So I ended the day with 76 inches and a 6th place finish. Overall, I feel like I had a pretty good day of fishing. I didn't lose any fish. I might have had 3 bites I missed. I just couldn't get rid of that last 13 and a half inch fish. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.